All right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I was watching live from Folsom Prison last week. Are we on?
We are on.
Oh.
You know what I love is when he's being live at Folsom Prison, and he says the most awful things to do, and the crowd just cheers.
So we are on?
We are on.
And we're live streaming?
And we are live streaming all across the world.
Oh. So welcome, Reverend Mike McMorrow, coming to you live from the sanctuary of the Center for Spiritual Living here in Granada Hills, California, which is in the North San Fernando Valley. And let me get my shoes off. And so we're just going to start by just releasing some of the day with a little twist. And shout! No. Been a windy day. There's something about when the wind, particularly when after the sun went down, the chill to it, right? You find yourself getting all like protecting, right? So this is a good thing just to loosen up from the day. Yeah. And we're into February already, which is the month of Super Bowl. No. The month of love. Maybe the love of football. Which, when there's people here, there's usually blank stares looking at me. All right. So let's do some forward folds, shall we? So if you're in your seat, you can just scooch out to the front. And we're just going to very gently, all right, we're going to take a breath on the way up. And then on the exhale down, we're just going to let ourselves have a flat back. And we're just stretching out here. Let the head drop. Tighten the belly. Taking a breath up. And exhale down again. Tighten the belly. Inhale up. And down we go. Okay. Bend the knees, tighten the belly, up we go. And exhale down. And you can feel a little heat building, huh? And so if you're standing, let those hammies stretch a little bit gently. Bend the knees, tighten the belly, up we go. Exhale down. Bend the knees, tighten the belly. Exhale down. We'll breathe here a little bit. Tighten the belly, up we go. And exhale down. And we'll warm the neck up. So in the chair, you can do this standing too, but since most of you are probably at home anyway on the chair. Just turn to the right and just allow the neck gently now. And then exhale to the center. Inhale to the left. I don't know about you, exhale to the center, but for me, I definitely have more movement on one side than the other. Exhale to the center. Of course, I could go to a chiropractor, but then he likes to crack my neck. Switching over to the other side. Of course, the shoulders are down and relaxed, right? So we're not pushing anything. Exhale to the center, going the other way. And see if there's just a little more space. Exhale to the center. One more to the right. Exhale to the center. One more to the left. Exhale to the center. Okay. So now let's do some neck rolls. And just pick a direction and just slowly and gently start out with a tighter roll and then just gradually allow the circle to get bigger. Okay, and reverse. Okay, reverse back the other way. And reverse. Okay. And now I'm going to demonstrate a pose. This is called crow pose. That's supposed to be a joke. Okay. Or otherwise known as drunken Irishman. Okay. I had to explain the joke to Miriam, though. Okay. So now let's get some side bends in. All right, so let's put our right hand on the hip and left hand down, the thumb facing off to the side, and taking a breath on the way up. And we're just going to look through the armpit and just stretch this side out. And maybe you can see why we warm the neck up first, right? And exhale down. Left hand on the hip. Right arm down. Breathing on the way up. Looking through the armpit. This is releasing the desk job. Tightness, releasing. Left hand down. Up we go with the arm. Breathing on the way up. Now we're going to lift the ribs off the waist and just gently stretch, keeping the arm in the shoulder. Exhale down on the waist. Left arm or right arm down with the thumb out. Up we go. And raising the ribs off the waist. And exhaling down. Let's do one more on the other side. Exhale down. One more on the right side. Up we go. Exhale down. Roll the neck around a little more again, just real gentle. And back around the other way. Okay. And a few more twists. This is the one, really, if I did nothing else. So I got around, all the way around at Melviny yesterday. Yeah, just to see if I could do it. Blew out the COVID carbon. Not that I've had COVID, but just if there was any in there, I just wanted to exhale it out. So we'll make our way over to the cushion now. So Renzen and I were talking before the service, and I was singing this verse of an old song. And he goes, "That sounds like a Springsteen song." I said, "Yeah, it is." Well, he was just clowning. So, you know that old song, The River? The day we went down to the river, and into the river we dive. Oh, down to the river we dive. Anyway, oh, I'm not here yet. You had to be there. All right. So let's just check our seat and get comfortable. Right? Putting our seat in the seat and taking a deep conscious breath and releasing as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And as we know, we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. That fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this evening. And so we light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. The third candle we light for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. The fourth candle we light for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle we light for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle we light for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space we hold for them here in our sanctuary, on our online community, and within our own hearts. And behind me, we have the healing candles. I invite you to say aloud or place silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
God.
So taking a deep breath together and releasing. In that release, we are surrendering to God as we understand it to be, recognizing together that there is but one power, one presence, one source, one life, a living intelligence, the wellspring of love itself, that is both impressing and expressing itself in, through, and as all of creation, in, through, and as all that we are. And so we take this moment to consciously connect with this truth, to allow our thinking to settle into our heart and to open our heart to this indwelling Spirit, to release it consciously now as we prepare for this time of meditation here this evening. So we take a breath and release in this connection as we set an intention for this time this evening, even as we release any attachment to how it is to unfold, that we release and set ourselves free from any expectations associated with the word meditation, and claim this time simply to allow ourselves to be with the breath, to be with the body, to be with the Spirit, to be with each other. So having set this intention, along with all of the intentions, the cares, concerns of anyone listening, we take a deep breath and feel the release as we release this word with deep gratitude and confidence to that which makes all things so. We release it and let it go. And so it is. Amen. So we're into February now. That was quick. Of course, we're working, with the Science of Mind 365, and February is the month of love. Well, of course it is. Love is the self-givingness of the Spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. That's from Ernest Holmes. Someday, after we have mastered the winds, the waves, the tides and gravity, we shall harness the energies of love. Then, for the second time in the history of the world, we will have discovered fire. I love that quote. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, which I'm sure I mangled because I can hardly speak English, let alone French. But there you go. But I love that quote so much I'm going to say it again. Someday, after we have mastered the winds, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we shall harness the energies of love. Then, for the second time in the history of the world, we will have discovered fire. And so for this February 2, which is Groundhog Day, did Patoxy Phil make it out and have a look around, or does anybody know? 6 more weeks of COVID? No? And then we're done? I'll take that. Then we're all finished. Thank you, Phil. All right, I have limitless imagination. That's the affirmation tonight. Open thou eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. It's from the Psalms. Open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. Ernest Holmes writes, the greatest satisfaction in using the law of life is in the consciousness that such a power is available rather than in any use we make of it. The greatest satisfaction in using the law of life is in the consciousness that such a power is available rather than in any use we make of it. For any particular use we make of it is a passing thing, whether it be healing oneself or others or producing any other temporary good. All these are transitory, and there is something in everyone that longs for permanency. The artist knows that even though he has created something beautiful, it can be destroyed. His real and innermost satisfaction is not in the object, but in the subject, that thing within him that penetrates the mystic splendor of beauty itself. So it is with all our temporary creations. Empires may rise and fall, chance and change, the comings and goings of human events inevitably must give way to something bigger. You are greater than the sum total of all the experiences you have had. Let's read that one again. You are greater than the sum total of all of the experiences you have had. I know that a law of life exists and that I am one with it and inseparable from it. I am part of an infinite energy from which I draw limitless creative imagination. This energy is the invisible essence and substance of every visible form. It is nature. Its nature is goodness, truth, beauty, and love. And that is my nature too. So let's just do something a little different. Let's just breathe together for a moment and release and follow the breath in the nostril. And with each exhale, just allowing ourselves to settle, to go deeper. And I'm going to read this, and I want you to allow it to resonate within yourself. So taking a deep breath and exhaling, I know that a law of life exists and I am one with it. I know that a law of life exists and I am one with it and inseparable from it. I am part of an infinite energy from which I draw limitless creative imagination. This energy is the invisible essence and substance of every visible form. The nature of this energy is goodness, truth, beauty, love. And this is my nature too. I am truth. I am beauty. I am love. I am life. So we just follow the breath. And with each exhale, we just allow ourselves to go a bit deeper. Release the shoulders on the exhale. Release the tummy on the exhale. Release the face on the exhale. into the silence now, taking a deep breath and release for about 20 minutes now. ourselves gently back into the room, staying with the breath. God is. I am. I am beauty. I am light. I am truth. I am here now. So with each in-breath now, we've fanned a flame of the divine within our heart center. Knowing that the Spirit is both within and without. We are breathing it, it is breathing us. So we breathe in the Spirit, fanning the flame of the Spirit within, exhaling light and love. With each inhale, this light within, this flame within now, growing to this golden orb of light and love in our heart center, expanding with each in-breath. Growing in radiance, in strength. A light that illumines rather than consumes. It continues to grow with each in-breath, growing side to side, front to back, top to bottom. Breathing in light, exhaling love, breathing in love, exhaling light. This ball of light now beyond the body, torso, again side to side, front to back, top to bottom. That this light is now illuminating the room in which we sit and extending and commingling with those listening on this call. And so in this field of light and love now we cast upon this light and love our cares, concerns, and tensions. Perhaps a vision for our greatest life to be. That we cast upon this field of light any resentments, known or unknown. Any sense of trials or tribulations, just releasing all of it now. Release. Taking a deep breath and casting it into this field of light and love. And we feel a sense of lightness in that release. So we are knowing now that this energetic of light and love is energizing us at an atomic level. Every atom, every molecule, every cell of the biologic, every cell, every organ, every muscle, every bone, every sinew, cartilage, hard tissue, soft tissue, or every neuron now is activated with a pattern of perfection, which is the living spirit, the intelligence of the living spirit activated at a cellular level, restoring us to full and complete, radiant, good health. That allows our mind now, the mind is activated with receptivity for a divine download, for new and creative and dynamic ideas that guide and raise and lift us to ways of effectiveness, of a joyous expression of life that we have yet to experience, that we are calling that forth now, knowing that this life is our life now. That our relationships, both at home and in the job, are connected. That communications are easy and harmonious. So we're just allowing ourselves now to take one more breath and to feel the divine flow of life within as we cast our life upon the life of the divine and allow the life of the divine to cast itself within, through, and as each one of us, and everyone else too. So, one more breath. So we release this word, this meditation, this vision, all the cares, concerns, and tensions. We're just releasing it all now to that aspect of the living mind of the Spirit itself, expressing this unconditional love as a law of its own being. So we release it with gratitude and confidence. And in this release, and we'll continue through the evening, arriving home in safety and in good order. That when our head hits the pillow, we drift off easily into a sleep that is deep and restful, full of sweet dreams, that we awaken feeling refreshed and revitalized, full of vim and vigor and an excitement for the day to be. So we just release all of it now, knowing that it's done, knowing it is so. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So if this is your first time visiting us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because I'd love to see you back again. If you care to make a donation, there's ways to do that. You know how to do that. So we'll be going live streaming here from the center at 10:30 on Sunday morning. Hit that subscribe button and that little bell and you'll get an alert, and you won't want to miss it. We have Jason Goldstein and myself. Jason does a nice job with the music, and I do a fairly good job on the message. Come see for yourself. And then you can let me know in the chat. All right, until then, You stay strong, stay resilient. Know that you are loved, and I will see you on Sunday or until we meet again.